Well, hello there. Hi, hello. My name is Celine and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, we're going to talk about romanticizing your life, which is something I've been benefiting a lot from lately. We'll talk about little things that you can do to romanticize your life as well. After many months of doing this, I've noticed that you can kind of break it up into 6 different foundations or pillars or categories on mindsets and things that you're doing to romanticize your life. It's not just about taking yourself on a solo date to get a cup of coffee, right? There's different pillars that we can break down and discuss so that you have a big picture of why you're doing this. Sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming. You're like, oh my gosh, now I have to have this main character energy, and how do I start this? It's not really what it's about. It's about taking each and every little ordinary experience, even if it's mundane, and acknowledging it and really giving it some resonance so that you feel empowered within yourself. Romanticizing your life is a deeply personal and empowering way for you to recognize the beauty and intention in small mundane activities in day-to-day life. You're treating everyday experiences with intention and resonance. And this isn't about narcissism. It's really about honoring yourself and having that main character energy that people talk about. So we're going to break down the 6 different pillars that I've found are the core of what romanticizing your life is. Now, a lot of these pillars can be broken down to what's happening inside you and what's happening outside you. I think that it truly starts from within, and then you start curating things around you. Remember that the very first pillar, which I almost want to give to you last because it's almost like the foundation and the stepping stone of everything else, but we'll talk about it first. And that is intention and presence, which is inside in your mindfulness of how you're journeying through life, right? And when people list out things where they're like, these are my 20 things to do to romanticize your life, this is the internal thing. So when you stop to take a moment to admire the blue sky, or you stand outside and you do breath work and grounding and you feel the grass beneath your feet, it's those moments of intention and having an internal meditative practice so when people talk about you're putting on your skincare with intention, you're really feeling how it glides on your skin. That's all internal sensory meditative practice where you're just giving recognition to each little moment, which I think grounds you and balances you. So the first pillar is intention and presence into all the rest of the things you're doing the rest of the day. And it's that you want to do it. You want to give yourself those simple little moments. And remember that none of this takes a huge amount of time out of your day. It is about when you do make your coffee, maybe you take an extra moment to put some cinnamon on top, or you make sure that your favorite cup is ready for you in the morning, and making sure that you're living and that you're not just watching others live. How to put these into practice to romanticize your life. Now, the second pillar is the rituals, all the things that you do day to day, that you're taking those mundane, ordinary little tasks and you're giving them intention and practice and honoring them. Simple things like lighting yourself a candle and putting on some instrumental music is almost like an ancient tradition. Humans have been gathering by the fire, beating on drums, the rhythm of music, the warmth of the fire, that's all within us in a very primal sense. So I think that when you do a simple ritual, like light a candle and listen to soft ambient music, you're reconnecting with generations and generations and generations of people that have come and gone, right? That's a pretty it's a pretty amazing concept. Let's say you want to journal, and that can mean a lot of different things. I have a list that I made in January of all kinds of experiences that I want to have this summer. Like, I want to go golfing more. I want to take my dog out on a hike. I want to spend time by the beach. I have a picnic in a park. Like, I made like a real thoughtful list of things that I know once I do them is going to give me such joy and fulfillment and good memories. So I was being very intentional with how I had thought into the upcoming year. More fun ideas of journals is a classic dream journal, is a beautiful moments jar, and you take the time to make the jar look all pretty, and then you just have little pieces of paper that you write daily highlights on, maybe little achievements or funny moments, and you put these adorable little pieces of paper in the jar and you have it up on a shelf. And it's just like a fun main character, interesting, eclectic way for you to have ephemera and memorabilia about your life, and for you to look at that jar and go, oh, like, I'm doing things, I'm living. Another example of rituals is taking yourself for a walk. That is checking a lot of things off the list of living and enjoying yourself. You're having meditative space to clear your mind. You are getting some cardiovascular exercise. You can also turn a regular walk into an activity. Do a photo walk, go investigate things, or go to a little shop. You're just going out to explore and look at things and take photos. And another key tip about this is that, like, when you go out and you experience these things, you have these little documented memories. So like, if you're a social media person, you can now do one of those like IG stories of like April moments, and people do aesthetic collages of their experiences for April. That's adorable. And again, it's romanticizing your life. You're living, you're exploring, you're appreciating, and then you have this adorable little catalog of it. Even if you don't want to take your camera or phone or take pictures, just call it a hot girl walk, right? You're that main character. You're going for a hot girl walk if you're vibing. The third pillar is the environment. So again, you are setting the scene and setting the stage for how you exist within your space. Or you can think of it, how you allow your space to exist around you. If you are in a state of chaos and mess, that is not main character energy. That is you allowing the space to control you. And main characters do not allow their space to control them. So taking a couple minutes to tidy up. How does your environment smell around you? Light the candle. And you can see how everything is kind of tied in to each other, right? You're building a nest that feels so cozy, safe, and comfortable that it brings you peace and balance, that you can do other things in life. I think having a safe, comfortable, peaceful home is a huge foundation for a person to be able to put more joy out into the world. When you're nesting and making your environment feel good to you, again, that can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people. Some people really feel safe and best when they're in a minimalism environment, and some people feel really safe and secure when they're in a maximalist, eclectic home. Being curious and exploring who you authentically are and how you want to live and set the stage for yourself. In terms of your environment, and again, breaking down these categories and how they're interconnected into other rituals. Let's say you journal. Do you like to have pretty cute little journals? Have minimalist ones, having nice stationery around you, being very specific on the items that you're choosing to bring into your home and into your space so that you're more likely to use them. I'm getting better with that. And for me, I'm a little bit of a less is more type person. I don't want to have a bunch of things that clutter up my space and clutter up my mind. So the things that I do really like and bring into my home, I know I'm going to appreciate them so much. One thing that I like to do is buying myself flowers or buying flowers for the house. I think the flowers are one of those things that people either love or hate. Here's the thing that I love about flowers. Some people think, oh, they're going to die and that's sad. I don't think so. I think that like having a moment where somebody gives you something that is so beautiful and fleeting and thoughtful, just to enjoy it for what it is within that like week or precious moments, and then you let it go. If you give somebody flowers, it is such a simple, thoughtful gesture that they don't have to take care of for the rest of their lives, and they can let it go. It can move on. The moment and appreciation can move on. So I'm a huge fan of giving flowers and receiving flowers. So the fourth pillar of romanticizing your life is your style. And I know that you're scrolling on the internet anyways. I'm scrolling on the internet. So take the time to open up a Pinterest board, make it secret, and make 2 of them. One is going to be for your environment, where you're like saving cute decor inspo, you're investigating, you're taking the time to investigate things, be curious, explore other styles, thinking about how you can decorate your space and make it aesthetic and comfortable for you. Try things, right? And the other board that you're going to want to make is a fashion and style board, where you're having curated elements of clothes that you feel like you'd be comfortable in, jewelry, hair, all kinds of things like that that kind of give an outward picture of yourself. Make things signature to yourself. It can go same with your environment in the home. Maybe your home will have a signature scent. Maybe your home will have a signature color or style. And I do the same for myself. I have a few signature perfumes that I love. I always get compliments on. And I think having a little bit of a signature style helps remind you that you are the main character. So for me, I have perfumes that do it. And I honestly have a coat that does it. It's a black pea coat, so a little more formal, but you can still wear it to go to the grocery store or whatever. It's very elegant. And I swear to you, when I put this coat on, doors open for me. They hold open doors. They're complimenting me. Really amazing how just putting on a certain garment can change how people perceive you, which is why you should be taking the time to do all these little rituals to honor yourself and to put your best face forward and to put your best self forward. And again, make it signature. Be yourself. People appreciate it. And again, it's like the black coat theory. Everybody wants to be treated with like kindness and respect and thought and care. What are things that you can do to put that out there for yourself so that you receive it? Because then you're going to be filled with comfort and joy, and you can then pass that on to others as well. When I receive that kind of treatment from strangers, I am so much more slower and more thoughtful and more caring and empathetic towards people that I don't know, because I've received that kind of care from strangers. I also have I would call it a signature toenail color. When I go for pedicures, I dabble in a few different colors, but I find that there's always one that I fall back on, and it is a specific orangey red that is so vibrant and stunning against my skin color, and it pops, and when I look down at it, it makes me feel like the epitome of self-care. I'm so appreciative of the people that do that for me, and I have my signature toenail color that I'm obsessed with. It's a win-win. The fifth pillar is connection. And that is connection to yourself. So again, we're kind of falling back on the very first pillar, which is intention and presence, but it's connecting to others. So how strangers perceive you and how you want to treat strangers or family or friends in return. Zooming out to the big picture of your life and realizing that it's always going to be an ebb and flow of ups and downs, and that you are in charge of how you perceive that and how you digest it. Are you making your experiences a vice or a virtue? Again, I want to have nice, peaceful interactions with people. So when they come into my space or when I go out for coffee with them, I want to be in a balanced presence where they feel comfortable around me and when we're free to have fun. So I think all these pillars play into one another. Sometimes people will recommend that you take yourself out on solo dates. That's something that I do a lot of. I can be a little bit of a loner sometimes. I'm also an only child, so I've spent an immense amount of time alone by myself, and I'm quite comfortable doing that. So I probably need to do the opposite more, where I go out and search out people and connect with people and spend time with them, because it's probably it's within my comfort zone to do solo activities. And the sixth pillar is what you take into your body, your food and nourishment. Taking the time to make yourself a nice meal, a cup of tea. Again, if your little ritual is to have a coffee in the morning, you put it in the cutest cup that you have. Plate it nicely, add a little sprinkle of cinnamon. Go to a garden market, which again is a very adorable romantic activity. If you like to cook, maybe come up with a signature meal or a signature dish or a signature drink. If you don't like to cook or you just don't know how, take a little cooking class so you can figure out what you might like to make for other people or what you might like to make for yourself. Even sometimes I'll make myself something really simple, like I'll just steam carrots and then I'll take the time to season them really nicely. So I'm like rolling them in butter, I'm putting fresh dill on them, I'm cracking fresh pepper on them, like whatever your flavor palette is that you like. But it's like, it's so simple and inexpensive. I'm making steamed carrots as like a little snack, but it feels good, it smells good, it's good in your body, and you're being thoughtful and intentional with taking the time to make it. But now we're at the end of our video. Those are the 6 pillars of romanticizing your life. Some are internal, some are external, but remember that it definitely starts inside with having intention and presence of what you want to do and how you want to interact with the world around you and how the world will perceive you. Taking the time to be authentic within yourself and enjoying every mundane little moment and making it a ritual. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment on what your favorite little ritual is to do. Give this video a like and subscribe for more. Bye.